I'm Jason UFC, and today we have a story about UFC welterweight #1 contender Colby Chaos Covington reacts to Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns booking at UFC 288. It doesn't seem like Chaos Covington will be tuning in for Belal versus Burns. A UFC 288 card that was already widely considered underwhelming was further weakened earlier this month with the withdrawal of Charles Oliveira, which saw his planned lightweight showdown, #1 contender lightweight showdown with Beneil Dariush fight pushed back 1 month to UFC 288. The promotion, let me see if we can get that out of there. The promotion UFC quickly went about pursuing a replacement for the pay-per-view co-main event on May 6th, and attention soon turned to a possible clash of high-ranked welterweights. Both Belal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns expressed interest in colliding inside Newark's Prudential Center. A disagreement regarding weight appeared to throw doubt over the possible booking. Last week, however, the UFC officially confirmed the two top 5 welterweight contenders will share the octagon for what will be a 5-round co-main event headliner, co-main event headliner, co-headliner. Given their respective form and placement in the division, the matchup appears to boast sizable title implications for the UFC welterweight division, but the man lined up for the challenge for the gold next doesn't appear interested. How about that? Okay, let me see. During a recent interview with Inside Fighting while in attendance for Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia boxing showdown in Las Vegas this past weekend, Colby Chaos Covington was asked to predict the outcome of Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns rather than give his assessment of the match. The former interim welterweight champion unsurprisingly dismissed both men's credentials and drawing ability. Oh, wow. Wow. His answer was, this is what Colby Covington says about when asked about giving a prediction. "I couldn't care less," Colby Covington says. "Those guys need to stop beating up guys off the prelims. You know, who cares about those guys? They don't sell." By all accounts, Covington is said to be the next contender standing across from the reigning welterweight kingpin Leon Edwards inside the octagon. Okay, we're going to go into that. Yada, yada, yada. It looks like, okay, so he didn't really give, obviously, we can't really expect Colby Covington to give too much of a answer about who does he think is going to win between Belal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns. Obviously, this looks like a backup, basically a backup #1 contender, right? The winner of Gilbert Burns and Belal Muhammad, they will most likely, I don't know if they have to be a weigh-in. I'm assuming they will weigh in and do all of that, but they will most likely be the #1 contender behind Colby Covington and Leon Edwards whenever that fight is made. I believe they're looking at that fight for Dubai in October. Colby Chaos Covington versus Leon Edwards. So that fight will most likely happen in October. And this fight at UFC 288, Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns, the winner of that will most likely be the #1 contender. I don't really have a pick in this fight. Gilbert Burns already fought twice this year. He defeated Neil Magny in January, and then he just defeated Jorge Masvidal. I don't know if that was in April or was that in... I think that was in April, right? The start of April, so like 2 weeks ago. Gilbert Burns just defeated Jorge Masvidal, so he's going to have to come back and fight again a month later and weigh back in at 170 pounds and fight 5 minutes. So for that reason, you have to give the edge to Belal Muhammad. Belal Muhammad last fight was last October versus Sean Brady. So it's been, a few months since Belal Muhammad fought in a match. But also, now with him stepping up to fighting a 5-round fight, is he, how good of a shape has he been in, right? Is he fight ready? within 1 month's notice for a 5-round fight versus Gilbert Burns, right? So it should be a really good fight, I think. And the winner of this will most likely be the quote-unquote official or number one, the next number one contender in the UFC welterweight division. But let me know your opinion on this story. Who do you think is going to win? Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns. I'm Jason, UFC. Today we had a story about Colby Covington reacts to Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns booking at UFC 288. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.